Hey, Whippersnappers, it's Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of the Pokemon Showdown Little Cup Tournament. Today, we are in the Elite 8, and we are watching the Titans of ErynCerise versus Pablo.k.Sanchez going at it for the right to move into the Final Four and take on the winner between Red Wolf and Epic Big Nick. So their opponent has not yet been determined, but today we're going to find out who gets to move into the Elite Four of these two, and I am really excited to see who it is. So here we go. Alrighty guys, Pablo leads off with Sandshrew, and Eryn leads off with, I almost said Ryobi, Drillbur. Sandshrew gets the knockoff off as Monroe throws up the Stealth Rocks, getting the Rapid Spin off as well to get rid of the rocks. You don't really see Sandshrew that often, but he seemed to make pretty good work of the Drillbur there, which is impressive. Drillbur is usually pretty bulky, so maybe we should see more Sandshrews. Goldeen up against Scotty, so they're kind of throwing up their kind of clones. You got a fish versus a fish, and a little mole guy versus a mole guy, and Scotty's throwing up the hidden power, and the Goldeen's getting damage from the burn. The special attack boost not doing a ton as it throws up a physical move, and Scotty finishes off the Goldeen. So they come out 1 for 1, each taking down a Pokemon there. Munchlax taking the Volt Switch, and then the Pursuit hitting Scotty there. So I wouldn't have necessarily known that Volt Switch or Pursuit worked on Volt Switching, so that's pretty interesting to note. And then Pawniard comes in and is going to knock off the Munchlax. Munchlax being a specially defensive wall, not a physical defensive wall. Sandshrew coming in with the Earthquake, hitting Lumberjane with good damage, especially considering how bulky Eryn's Timber tends to be, and getting those rocks away again. So Sandshrew doing good work. I'm impressed. For a Pokemon you never see, Pablo's using it to great effect here. And Sandshrew going to switch out again just in case Pablo needs it. And Larvesta is going to take that Mach Punch like a boss, forcing Lumberjane out as Ursula switches in. Great name, Eryn. Ursula, that's perfect. Ursula switches in to a Flare Blitz, and then Larvesta is going to switch on out, bringing in Sandshrew to take the Scald, so Death Switch there. Figuring now that it's her setup guys are gone, he's not going to need the Rapid Spin from the Sandshrew. Abra switching in then, throwing up the Psychic. Eryn predicts that and brings in the Pawniard, as Abra sets up the Substitute. Interesting, something you don't see real frequently. Thunder Wave does nothing as Abra throws up the Dazzling Gleam. Knockoff's going to get rid of the Substitute, and Abra's going to switch on out, bringing Larvesta back in to take a knockoff. Doing really good damage for being resisted there. Was it resisted? I guess it wasn't. But Larvesta going to heal up with Morning Sun and then get paralyzed, at which point Pawniard's going to switch out, bringing in Ursula. Larvesta throwing up the U-turn, switching out. Abra coming back in on the Poison type, and then Pawniard switching in. So Pablo not expecting the Predict there, going to get his Substitute back up as it gets removed by the knockoff there. But Pawniard going to go down to his own Life Orb damage. Tortuga. I always say Tortuga. Tortuga switches in on the Tailo, and going to be able to finish off Ursula when it switches in. At which point, Tortuga is going to switch out from the Tailo. Larvesta is going to come in and take that U-turn like a boss. At which point, Lumberjane is going to throw up the Thunder Punch, get a crit on the Larvesta, and Larvesta is going to get a critical hit U-turn in revenge there. At which point, Abra's going to switch in and finish off Lumberjane, leaving Eryn with just Tailo up against 3 Pokemon, and Abra's going to finish off Tailo, giving Pablo battle number 1 up against Eryn. An amazing battle there, guys. A lot of really great switching and predicting, and just great moves going on there, as well as some unique Pokemon. Again, I didn't expect Sandshrew. I'm expecting that Eryn didn't either. Yeah, let's find out what happens in battle number 2, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, Pablo and Eryn have both shaked up their teams a little bit, and Pablo leads off with the Porygon as Eryn leads off with her Dwebble. Dwebble is going to get paralyzed and throw up the rocks while taking an Ice Beam, not low enough to activate the Berry Juice, but the knockoff is going to be a critical hit there and get rid of Scrub's Eviolite. At which point the Scald's going to come in and finish off her Dwebble. I think that's... Eryn usually runs a countering Dwebble, so up against a special attacker, not really going to do a whole lot necessarily. Volt Switch is going to go in and going to activate the Volt Absorb, which I'm assuming Porygon traced at some point that I wasn't paying attention. Yes, it did. And Scotty's going to then throw up the Scalds. Eryn did get the burn, and she's pretty good at doing. The RNG gods usually smile on her, at least in respects to that. and then Fifi's going to switch into a critical Psychic, activating Fifi's Berry Juice. Fifi usually does really good work for Eryn, so we'll see if it's able to accomplish that today. Thankfully, the rocks Eryn has thrown up is doing good work there, but unfortunately, Fifi's going to get that attack boost, but in exchange for a burn, so not really probably what Eryn wanted there, but she gets the heal bell off, and that's going to heal up Fifi in order to... Oh, but the burn's back after the Flare Blitz, and Fifi's probably not going to be able to survive through to get another heal bell off. So switching out now, Scotty coming in as the Morning Sun gets set up by the Larvesta, and Larvesta switching out. Skrelp switching into the Stealth Rocks there, and going to take a Resisted Scald from Scotty before switching back out. So at least Eryn's getting a little bit of progressive damage off on Pablo's team this time, as he's constantly switching out into the rocks. Apparently he doesn't have a spinner on this team, but he's got plenty of Pokemon that can heal themselves off to remove the damage, so that's probably as good as anything else. Eryn, good call there, gets the Destiny Bond up on the Porygon, removing that threat from the field at the cost of her Ghastly, but Ghastlies are usually one-hit wonders anyway, so probably a good trade. Scotty putting the Soak up to change Gothita, but unfortunately he's going to go down to an Energy Ball before it's able to take advantage of it, at which point, man, everyone's got these nicknames. Volibee switches in on the Archon, getting a good knockoff off, but Archon able to roost off the damage there, at which point Volibee has to switch out, bringing in Lumberjane, a good prediction because Lumberjane's going to be able to take that Stone Edge without any trouble at all. Skrelp switching in and going to take a Mach Punch there, not very effective, so able to survive it, but going to go down to the crit knockoff the next turn. Kind of doubt the crit mattered there, but hey, we'll take it. Fifi then switches in, probably just death fodder at this point as the Fletchling begins to set up. Fifi gonna die to the burn damage. And Volibee switching in, gonna get hit by a fly here by the Fletchling. Volibees are pretty bulky though, and is able to withstand that without too much trouble, healing it off fully with the Roost. At which point Gothita is gonna switch into a knockoff and go down. So good play there from Eryn. Archon gonna switch in and gonna roost off the damage as Eglantine Volibee is gonna keep throwing up the knockoffs there and get hit by a super effective critical hit Stone Edge, which is definitely gonna take it down, leaving Eryn just with Lumberjane, and Lumberjane's gonna start throwing up some good moves, taking an Acrobatics like it's nobody's business and finishing off the Archon with a Mach Punch. At which point Larvesta is going to switch in, and Larvesta is going to get the Flare Blitz off, finishing off Lumberjane, and in a surprise twist, finishing off Eryn in 2 battles. I did not see that coming. These two were great competitors. I would have bet money on this going to 3 battles, but man, Pablo is an amazing competitor. He's taken out 2 of... If we didn't seed people going into this tournament, but if I had seeded people going into this tournament, Eryn and Celine would have been up at the top of that list, and so I would be afraid. I would be very afraid of Pablo going into the Final Four. And that is going to take Pablo into the Final Four. In 2 battles, he defeats ErynCerise in 2 very close battles that went very long, both over 30 turns in those battles. So those are dang good battles. And he moves into the Final Four and is going to take on the winner between Red Wolf and Epic Big Nick. Hopefully we'll have some more Final Four battles here soon. I've heard from Epic Big Nick and Red Wolf, they're having some difficulty. Their time zones and things like that are so screwy that they're having difficulty finding times that match up. Hopefully we'll be able to find something for them soon. I have not heard from Klungar or Scad yet, so I will follow up with them, Klungar being my brother and Scad being one of my patrons. I will just follow up and make sure that they are aware that they're battling, because you never know sometimes. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll have another Final Four battle up for you guys soon. But let's jump in now to let me pull up the losers bracket here. So that is going to move Eryn into the consolation bracket, and she is going to be taking on the winner. Let's see, so she doesn't have an opponent yet either. So Shunosaurus, GBL4 Turtles, and Fabe are going to need to battle. And the winner of that, the winner between GBL4 Turtles and Fabe Ironstone is going to go up against Ready Let's Go, and the winner of the battle between Ready Let's Go and whoever wins the previous battle is then going to go up against Eryn. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have any Final Four battles for you, and I have yet to receive any consolation bracket battles that I recall at the moment. So might be a while before we get the next episode. Hopefully calling out again, and I probably will try and I'll probably try and reach out to people who have battles they can potentially do. I'll probably try and reach out to those people and see if we can't and get some more battles going. But battles might become a little scarce, or episodes might become a little scarce for a little bit, just because I don't have battles right now. I don't have an opponent currently, so I can't even blame myself. But anyway, guys, for those of you guys in the Final Four, Klungar and Scad and Epic Big Nick and Red Wolf NJW, if you guys will take a look at your schedules, try and find something. If we need to come up with some sort of compromise, we can hopefully do that. I know, like, Epic Big Nick and Red Wolf, it said, like, basically when one of them's sleeping, the other person's awake, and when the other person's awake, one of them's sleeping. Hopefully we can find some sort of compromise where somebody stays up a little later, somebody gets up a little early, and we can get those battles in. Obviously, I know, don't want to work your whole lives around this, but it'd be great if we could get some battles going, and eventually. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have opponents in the Final Four. You guys in the consolation bracket have opponents. And as battles come in, I will get them out to you as quickly as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Gray, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys. And I want to give a special thank you again to ErynCerise and Pablo.k.Sanchez for participating in today's battles and in the tournament, and all of you guys who have participated thus far. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying this. A special thank you to Celine Eleanor, who originally rose the idea to me, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys have too. And I'm interested to see where it goes. So keep submitting your battles, and we'll keep having fun episodes like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.